Welcome to Comedy Centric, your place for all things comedy. Every week, we'll discuss the legends and the people who built the business, the performers, writers, behind the scenes, and stories that you have never heard. So relax, take a load off, and join us for this episode of Comedy Centric. Now, the host of your show, nationally headlining comedian, a woman with a wicked sense of humor and a killer Jersey accent, Julia Scotti.
Whoa! I was dancing. You caught me dancing. Welcome to Comedy Centric. How do I never know what to say at the beginning of a show, but I'm saying it now. I couldn't do this show without my right hand and my other right hand, who's sitting somewhere in Pennsylvania. She's the pride of Macungie, Pennsylvania.
That's not true.
Shush. All right, she's the pride of Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. No,
that's not true either.
She's the pride of Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh,
My
there
buddy.
You go. You nailed it.
Kathy Caldwell, double C. Hey, baby. Hi.
You like my branding? You like?
I saw that.
You got to
step away from move the microphone so they could see it though.
A little. Hold on. A little. Julia Scott.
It's like going in the Wayback Machine.
I know. I had
Jimmy Corrigan
this on earlier.
Yeah, Jimmy is our what?
Yeah, you know what? We didn't talk about Jim in the first show, and that we were terribly remiss in doing so.
But what is he? Is he producer?
Jim, what do you want to be called? King, producer,
Senor?
I like King. No, I don't like King. I don't know. Everyone called me producer Jim around here, so whatever. It doesn't matter.
No, we should call you El Jefe.
El Jefe?
The boss.
That sounds very Hugh Hefner-ish.
I thought you were going like heifer.
All right. So you
like,
be our
stop
producer.
eating heifer.
No, I would never say that to you. So Jimmy, in his early years as a printing business he made these shirts up for me.
Terrible. Looking back on him now.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, it's like looking at your first piece of work and you're like, it
kind of is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Look at my first piece of comedy. Yeah, I know the feeling.
Yeah, but you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, so those shirts they're collector's items now.
Yeah, you should sign them.
I'm going to sell them on eBay.
You should sign them and sell them on eBay. And then we'll make nicer
ones. There is stuff of mine that is on eBay.
Store.
People are selling.
Really?
Whoa,
wait, you have...
They're selling Hello Boys I'm Back. I've seen it for sale.
For how much?
Oh, a couple of bucks. I think it was me. I bid like $10 on
You're bidding them up.
I did.
Let's see.
I'm bidding them up. I'm driving the price.
Do you think there's a reserve?
Do
you think there's a reserve on it? Like we have to get
I don't know.
$5 or else we're not going to sell.
I will match any offer. Did I just came across the wire? Mikhail Gorbachev died just a little while ago. Where'd you go, Kath? We couldn't start a show unless we talked a little bit about death. All right, that was our minute of silence.
You know what, honey? You broke up, and you paused, and I didn't hear what you said.
I am broken up. I am broken up.
What about your death of people that are dying?
What? No, we're talking about people that are dying. All right, let's start all over again.
It's terrible.
I said Mikhail Gorbachev died.
Oh, see, yeah, but my computer froze, and I didn't hear that.
That's why I just said it again. Mikhail Gorbachev died. Did you hear that?
He did. I did now.
He was 92.
Was he ill? Oh. Well.
He was 92.
Okay.
You don't really have to be
was
ill.
When you're 92, no, anything can happen. Well, anything can happen anytime now.
This is true. What were you going to ask me? Is he what? All right.
Is he? I was thinking about it. Is he in good favor? Like, how did we leave it with Mr. Gorbachev? Did we get along with him, or did we?
Well, I lent him a couple of CDs, and I said, I want these back. They're my favorites, and he never returned them. So, in my eyes, he's dead to me. He's dead
Well,
to
he's
me.
dead, I think, to everybody, but I didn't know what our diplomatic relations were like aside from your CD loaning.
No, we kind of dug him. I mean, he was the last good Russian, I guess. Remember this moment in history. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. Remember that? That was my Reagan impression.
I do. Berlin Wall.
It was spot on, right? It was spot on.
I feel that was more. I thought you were doing a Trump.
No.
It sounded like a Trump.
Bite your tongue.
Kind of.
Better yet, bite Kathy's tongue.
Kind of did.
Bite someone's tongue. Did you hear Jamie Foxx do the Trump impersonation the other day? It was incredible. It was spot on.
Yeah, it's probably the best I've ever seen of anybody doing something.
Where was this? Where was this?
He was on a podcast, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And I forget
Jamie
which one,
Foxx?
but they.
It was.
Yeah, but there were a few notable comedians on it. I mean,
I just know Snoop Dogg was the other guest.
Yeah, I forget. We'll have to find out. We'll
all right. Well, let's talk some comedy. Anyway. Let's talk some comedy. I went back to work last weekend. Did my first show in about a month.
I know you performed in a town that you have no idea the name of or how to pronounce it, right?
Well, both Anita Wise and I kept calling it Emmaus. And then we found out it's Emmaus. The citizenry of Emmaus led us, yes, in Pennsylvania. Wonderful, wonderful gig. It was in a theater, an old theater at the Emmaus Theater. It was so good to be back to work. Boy, you know that Snickers commercial where people get cranky? Oh, that makes two of us. Yeah. I was so tense,
You were like the Betty White when she gets tackled. You're like, you're not yourself.
That's the way I am when I don't work.
Right. I know, because we were talking and you said, I think I'm going to suck. And I said, you do this every time you don't work for a week or two in a row. And you're like, yeah, but I don't think I'm funny anymore. And I go, you do that too every time before you work.
But that's my other fear.
I think you shared the same sentiment with Anita, and she echoed what I said, that in terms of you always say that and you're always fine. And ta-da.
Yeah, but you know what? It's my other fear is that I'm going to go out there and do my show, and all of a sudden the audience is just going to stand up and go, "We heard that already. Come on, do new stuff." Ah! And then I'm going to lose then I'm just going to go, "What, you think it's easy?"
You're not going to do that.
I have done that in the beginning of my career.
Then you'll pick somebody in the audience and you'll be like, "Yeah, what do you want me to do?" And then you'll do, a solid 45 on somebody that paints palettes for a living or something.
It ain't easy. I just all I can say. It ain't easy.
Well, that's why you get paid
yeah, I know. This is our second show. I know. Should we tell them what happened? No.
Well, we had a guest lined up, and unfortunately they had to cancel. And we were really excited about this guest, and so
yes, we were.
We're gonna get him back on as soon as he's. Is that him?
No.
But he, So hope all of our best to our mystery guest.
Yes.
And but who do we have today?
Well, right now we don't have anybody. So we don't have anybody. But we're working on getting someone. So we're actually working on getting.
How long are you gonna wait?
Well, we're gonna take a break, and hopefully when we come back, we'll have a better idea of whether or not they're going to be on with us tonight. They had other plans, and this means they would alter them to come and do our little stupid show, and we just have to wait. I think they went out to eat. They were on their way to a diner.
They're going to come back, and they're going to have gas.
No, we're hoping that they'll perform for us too. So that much I can tell you.
Okay, well.
That was a little clue.
I hope they had a light.
Whenever I do this,
yeah,
that's a clue. All right, so I guess we should go, right? We should go, and I'm gonna go make myself some dinner.
You think it's going to be that long before they get back to us?
It might be. Yeah, it might be a little while. Our break. See, we tape these segments, and we're waiting for them to call us back. So,
don't tell them how the sausage is made.
All right. I'm not going to tell you how the sausage is made. I'll let my little friend Joey tell you. Okay, we're gonna go away now. The show is taped, so hang in there.
There's no mental issues here.
All right, I love you, and we'll be back right after this short break. Yeah, Julia Scotti's Primal Cuts is not a documentary about my internal organs. It's my comedy album, and it's available wherever fine comedy is downloaded. So we're back. Kath, guess who we have on tonight?
I'm very excited. I have not seen or heard from
you know
these
already.
two
All right,
folks in a while. I know who's on. I see them.
It's weird how the universe works. I know these two people, Regina Baker and Kevin Sullivan. I know one a lot longer than the other, but I hadn't seen one in a long time, and I saw Regina before that. Let me go back in time. When I first came back to comedy, I had a little showcase thing on a club on South 2nd Street. It was called Julia Scotti's Comedy Test Kitchen. And one of the original members of our little troupe was Regina Baker. She would do sketches with us, and we had a good time, right, Regina? We always had fun.
Oh, we had a ball. It's lovely.
Yeah. And we had this thing for about 6 months, and then they sold the place, and we got thrown out on our asses. But and I hadn't seen her since. But in Kevin Sullivan, who's sitting next to her, I've known since beginning of time. Whenever you talk about a great Philly comic, all the other comics mention Kevin Sullivan. And Kevin was doing so good. Yeah, I told you that. Don't make me say it again. It hurts me to say it because they don't mention me.
Say it again and again.
Oh God, you prideful bastard. So Kevin, just to answer the question for all the other comedians in Philly, what happened and why did you leave?
Well, it's very simple. You stole my act, you bitch.
I can't play guitar. Don't blame it on me. Don't blame your troubles on me.
It stopped being fun. Really. And the way the business was going, it seemed to be more of like a frantic type of an act. You know, I'm not going to mention any names of who was hot at the time I decided to leave. But it just seemed to be.
What year was that? What year did you quit? What year did you leave?
God. 2002, I think.
Then Kevin, you and I have had to. We had to work together just at the very end of your career. We did I don't know if you remember this, an Italian restaurant in a strip mall that was owned by these people that were obviously very influential. And I remember you go, if we suck, they're going to kill us.
Was that in Staten Island?
Yes. It was crazy. We're like, oh God, we were scared to death. But that was the last time we really worked together.
I remember that well. Do you remember the name of the place?
I don't.
I do.
No. Okay. Should we say?
You want to know what it was?
You want to tell us?
Well, I'm sure it's not around anymore. Grandpa's.
Oh, Grandpa's, yeah.
Because it was owned by Grandpa Al Lewis.
Al Lewis, yeah. Was that Brooklyn? That was Brooklyn. That wasn't Staten Island.
No, I think that was Staten Island.
Okay.
I can't remember, but I left there going, "What the hell just happened?" Like it was.
You see, this is the thing. They had, I think they had some kind of a local cable TV show on like Thursday night, and I was booked there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I did the local TV show, and it was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. A great show, great crowd. The rest of the weekend was just demonstrable. I couldn't get out of there fast enough. And I think I remember the guy who was running the place, when I went to get paid, he asked me, how much you want me to make this the 1099 form out for? You tell me, how much you want me to put down that you made? and I was like, just put down the real amount what I made.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I backed out of the room slowly.
So you consciously decided that was the last one? That was it?
That was not necessarily the last one. I think there was a series of shows that were kind of telling me where it was going.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the frantic comic persona that was coming through.
Kevin, can you move over just a little bit because you're out of the frame? Kevin, can you just move it there?
I'm trying.
Yeah, good.
But pacing the stage,
she's a ball buster, isn't she, Kevin? She just cracks the whip.
Ball buster, I might add. Magnificent. And there was another place. There was Rascals at the Shore.
Oh yes, I worked that place. Oh yes,
that one. And that one, there was one night. Now that was like an hour and a half ride for me.
Mm-hmm.
There, an hour and a half back.
Was that Central Jersey?
It was the.
It was at the shore. Yes, yeah. Central on the shore.
And the show I was on, Marissa Tomei was in the front row.
Really?
Yeah. Marissa Tomei was in the front row, and it was a full room, and I tanked for 45 minutes. Not a peep out of anybody except for my friend Nancy Ryan, who was in the back of the room.
I love Nancy. Yeah, she's great.
But the entire time, I would glance over to Marissa Tomei, and she was like this.
Wow.
And I got in my car.
Did you ever address her? Did you ever hey?
Nope. Never made any mention of her at all. And I got in my car and I drove the hour and a half home, screaming and pounding my steering wheel because it was one of the most humiliating experiences I ever had.
I've had those. We've all had those.
That was the start of me saying, you know what, I'm getting a little old for this, and I see the writing on the wall, as far as what's coming. So that's why it stopped being fun completely.
Well, that was the thing for me too. I quit in 2000. I wanted to work until I had 20 years in. Then I had gone back to college at that point. I was going to teach, and that's what happened. I quit. On the same day I started 20 years early, but it stopped being fun. It wasn't fun anymore. But then when I came back, yeah, go ahead.
Regina, is that what happened with you too? Because you were doing stand up as well.
I was, and I did it for 16 years. And I think the thing that really hit home for me was after doing it for over a decade and a half, I had really not a lot to show for it. And I felt like my act because of changing media, social media. My act was getting outdated. I just was sort of at a burnout stage in my life where no one was getting the Irish Spring jokes because there were no commercials on TV at that point. They were losing their relatability, really. And I think I got burned out. I still love comedy. We still crack each other up. And
was that before or after we worked together? Was that before or after we worked together?
Probably before. I think you probably called me out of my retirement. I think I got a phone call from Tracy Skeen after being away for a couple of years. And she said, I want to, introduce you to my friend Julia. And then we talked, and then I did the comedy test kitchen, which was a blast. And it was probably the first time in years it was. It was a ball. It was really wonderful. Probably the first time in years where I felt a little revitalized. So
a lot of people said that. I still have. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kath.
No. Go ahead. Well, that was a thing. How long did that go? 6 months?
It only lasted 6 months because they sold the place.
6 months.
And then they threw us out. We tried to get them, let us stay there, but they wanted. I think they wanted like ridiculous money. And
the thing was too with the Comedy Test Kitchen at that time, if I'm remembering correctly, we were starting to get momentum. Mm-hmm. They kicked us out when we were just starting to get a toehold. And people were coming out to our shows. I felt like we did pretty well.
I thought we did too. In fact, that was where I had a story done about me. I don't know if you remember that, but it was on the front page of the gay newspaper in Philly Gay News. And we all thought at that point, this is going to bring in a lot of people to come in and perform or at least come see what we're doing. And I think the week it came out, we got shut down. So go figure. But the universe works in weird ways. Go ahead, Ken.
That stuff takes time. You have to. I mean, it's not just going to be a success on week 2. You have people to know about it and come out, and you have to show that it's a viable platform for what you're doing.
Yep.
People are engaged and all of that stuff. So it takes a long time to lay that groundwork. So the fact that you were able to do something in 6 months where you were, really seeing some progress is cool. But so
for me, we had rehearsals, we had sketches, and I was just coming back to comedy, so it was a place for me to make mistakes and fall on my face. I have nothing but good memories of that place, So
me too.
And so let's bring them up to date. So I don't see either one of you. No, I should say that Regina came up to me one night. Wait, I got to tell you the story though. At the Comedy Test Kitchen, she comes up to me. She goes, "Can I tell you something?" Like that, she's whispering, "Can I tell you something?" I go, "Yeah, what?" Because I'm seeing somebody. I go, "Oh, she goes, "You know him?" I go, "I do." She goes, "Yeah, it's Kevin Sullivan, but don't tell anyone." Because at that point, everybody was wondering where Kevin was. Do you remember that, Regina?
I do.
Did I get you in trouble with him?
What's that?
Well, you didn't. Everybody was looking for you.
It wasn't
Kevin.
public, right?
No, I was protecting your privacy.
She was. That's how much she loved you.
She still really. She told us today. She's like, "Don't tell anyone."
No, we're Kevin, we're pixelating your face. Yeah, you're getting pixelated even as we speak. So then I find out that you two are doing this Matinee Relics thing. And I'm floored because I'm a huge fan of Django Reinhardt and Gypsy Jazz and Hot Club of Paris and Hot Club of San Francisco. I love all of that music. And I see you guys and I'm like, this is way cool. And
thank you.
Kat,
so Kevin, you play guitar, and Regina, you are on accordion, right? Which it's so cool. It's such an interesting.
Well, Kevin always played guitar
and very
in his
difficult
act.
to play. Yes.
Yes. Kevin always played guitar in his act, and I always was very. I always admired him because I always knew that he was really brilliant, and he is brilliant. He'll never tell you that, but he is. And when we were dating, we went for a couple of years, and I don't think we I mean, I played piano and stuff. We just didn't think until one day he said, I have this old accordion up in my attic. It's been up there for years. Let's go see if it works. So he brings it downstairs, and I just put it on, and we started playing, and we were like, the light bulbs went off over our heads, and we've been playing ever since. Literally, I think we rehearse a couple nights a week. We do farmers markets. We do restaurants. We do as many gigs as we can. But we grew from, I think, the first Porch Fest in Collingswood of 8 songs to now we have a repertoire of over 100, I think. And we're adding.
Did you always know how to play the accordion?
Pardon?
Did you always know how to play the accordion?
That was my question too. Yeah.
No.
No. Go ahead, Kat.
No, I just started playing it in 2017. But
Wow.
I'm a lifelong.
Well, I know you always played piano, right? You played piano and keyboard. So,
yep.
Sorry for stepping on you. I think there's just a little latency
it's okay.
in the feed, but so you guys are like, hey, this is cool. Let's do this, and then you're like, hey, let's do this in public.
That's right.
So, is there a formal name for this style of music that you do? Because I keep calling gypsy jazz, but I know that's not the time.
Well, we do some things in that vein of, like the hot club stuff. But we've kind of expanded a bit to other things. What we try to do basically is to give this camera is to try to put an atmosphere, like a European atmosphere, to places.
You definitely do that.
Almost like a strolling minstrel.
That's exactly. You want to tell them what we do, rope strolling? Or?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's right. You.
All right. Well, Kevin made mention of one of our favorite pastimes, which is rogue strolling, which means that we just pop up in either a shore town or even our own town, on the porch, at a fair. As long as we're not stepping on other musicians. Mostly it's just pop-up strolling where we'll just take the instruments out and stroll. We love the Jersey Shore. We love to stroll the boardwalks. We love to play on our porch, on Kevin's front porch. He's got a beautiful, covered porch. And people know us from that. It's really funny. People will come up to us at the farmer's market and say, oh, we heard you guys playing on the porch the other day, or this or that. It's really neat. So that's what we do. We try to do a little rogue strolling.
Well, see, considering you have your instruments, I'm going to pretend this is a total surprise to you. Do you think you could favor us with something?
Maybe they'll play a little for us.
Maybe they will.
No.
Who knows? No. You bastard, you bastard.
No. I am a bastard. Well, we either do Paris Guys, or can you remember, since Julia likes gypsy jazz, can you...
Oh, Paris Guys is one of my favorites. I love that.
You want to do Paris Guys?
But Paris Guys is one of your favorites?
Well, that's the one you did in the tunnel, right?
Yeah.
The one you did in the tunnel? You got to see the video on this, but go ahead.
We'll link it.
Okay, you have to forgive me because I literally just put new strings on, maybe
today,
half an hour before I found out we were doing this. So they take a little time to stretch. So, bon chance.
Oh my God, I love that so much. That's so evocative. I mean, right, Kat? Don't you can? Have you
Oh
thought
my
of going
gosh,
to Europe
you
and
put
doing
me
it?
right like in Paris, France, or just
Thank
strolling
you.
along. Yeah, for real. Do you guys
just as long
love
as it
Europe?
wasn't Paris, Texas.
No,
Or
no, it
Paris,
wasn't
New
there. I
York?
don't think they have
No,
many accordions.
I don't think so.
But
Have
do
you thought
you
about
guys
going to
love
Europe to
Europe?
do this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. We've thought about that. Yeah, we would love to. We actually
What's
got
stopping you?
passports. We're ready to go.
Well, what's
It's
stopping you?
really, really.
Oh,
It's
finances.
just it takes you back. It's really great. It's so cool.
Thank you,
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
It really
yeah,
does.
and
It's
Kevin. If I may interject, Kevin is really the arranger, and I'm just going to give him kudos where kudos are due. He's a really good arranger and recording engineer. I mean, we've got some multi-track recordings on our website, and they're brilliant. And it's his genius. He's really amazing.
What's the
arranger.
website? What's the website name?
Oh, it's on our website, Matinee Relics. There's a page on there, matineerelics.com. There's a page on there with our music, and we've got sample songs out there, and we also have a YouTube channel under Matinee Relics as well that has our music out there. So,
Well, we wouldn't be doing this if we didn't have each other.
yep.
Right. It's wonderful that. Yeah, I mean, it's wonderful that you found each other, and that you shared the love of this type of music. I want to ask Kevin there. I love 3/4 time. You don't hear it, waltz time. You don't hear it ever anymore unless it's a jazz, tune. But there's something.
Yeah.
I think it's I think it's a more perfect time signature than 4/4 time. I do.
I agree with you 100%. I think a waltz, 3/4 time, maybe even 6/8 is
Yes.
a natural time signature for the human body.
That's an interesting point.
More than
as opposed to a more rigid 4/4.
Right. Yeah. I think personally, that's just me. But if you play a waltz, I think no matter who you are or how old you are or whatever, if you play a waltz or if somebody's playing a waltz, something happens where you might not even like the tune that's being played, but that boop bop bop boop bop bop boop bop bop boop bop bop.
Right.
The body can't help it.
It lulls you into a sense of
yes.
just
Yeah, a waltz
almost like
can
a
be
wave,
extremely
kind of.
relaxing. It could,
Yeah.
it could be so many different things. But I think 3/4 time is a more natural time signature for us, or for humans.
It's funny because I'm a Brubeck fan, and I listen to Take 5, and 5/4 time is very. It's makes me tense as much as I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a great song for you too to do though. But it's as a drummer playing 5/4 was always.
I forgot you're a drummer.
Oh, I never knew that.
Do you still drum? Do you have a set?
Can't my arthritis can't play anymore.
Pish. Look at this.
I can do this though, Kevin.
Look
I can
at
do
this.
this.
Yeah.
Those still work.
Look at that. So can I. Look at that. You see that? Rheumatoid arthritis there, hon.
But you know what I can do? I play
angle.
congas. I can still play congas. So maybe I'll sit.
Maybe we could
sit in one day.
So we could show that. I would just like to add, since Regina was so nice and saying wonderful things about me. And aside from the fact that
That's it for you.
she has her piano playing abilities,
My melodica. It's my new vape.
are mind blowing.
Yeah. No, it's not a vape.
She was always tinkering when Marty Casuanos had his piano. She would always be hanging out around the piano.
Can you play some of that?
Sure.
Can you play some of that for us? Yeah.
Sure.
You got a song? What song are you going to do?
I've never seen this instrument.
You want to do Louisiana Fairy Tale?
John Batiste plays it. He plays that.
I've not seen it.
Isn't that what John Batiste plays?
I think he might. Yeah.
Kevin's bullshitting you. He has no idea.
I know. Still can't see him. He's still off screen.
I'm sorry. This was last minute, remember?
I know. I mean, Kevin's great. I mean, God bless him. He's a good man.
What are you going to do?
You'll know.
What is the name of that? I don't know that tune. No, the song. The song.
Oh, that's called Louisiana Fairy Tale. Louisiana Fairy Tale.
Nice.
And everybody does it. It's
you might know it from, what is it?
Antiques Roadshow.
Yeah, right. The Antiques Roadshow theme.
That's why it sounded familiar. Hold on a second.
Most people recognize it from somewhere.
Oh my gosh.
I was wondering why
So if it has keys, you play it, right, Regina?
Yeah. Yeah.
I might add that this here young lady is the type of person who can take a string that's strung along some piece of cardboard with a nail and a thumbtack, and I swear to you, be able to pick out a melody on that string. She just has this God-given ability to pick something up and to be able to figure out pretty much right away how to play, even if it's
That's a gift.
She displayed that at the test kitchen. She used to do that on the piano. She was always She was just starting to play piano too.
Yeah,
you know Nuage or Novage? What's the name of that song?
No, that's on our list, though. That's on our wish list. I actually have the sheet. I have the music at home right now. It's on.
You know the song I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know exactly. It's, the Manhattan Transfer did a version of that. I think they called it Clouds because they put lyrics to it.
I know the theme song too. I think. Yeah.
That was actually that became the theme song for the Underground in World War II for the French Underground.
Oh wow!
Speaking of underground songs, you should. Do you know Bella Ciao?
No, but it sounds like something that I got shots for several years ago.
No, Bella Ciao was an Italian.
They paid good money to keep it away.
It's an Italian folk song that they sang during the war for the partisans, and it was a sort of to get them all They knew they were going to die, but this was sort of, a heroic song.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah. I don't know the song, but I remember hearing something about that. Yeah.
It's a haunting melody. Anyway, yeah. Boy, this.
So where are you guys performing next? Where can we see you?
Actually, we have the Farmers Market in Collingswood coming up in 2 dates in September. I think the 17th is our first date in September there. And then we have 2 more Farmers Market dates after that. We have a couple private gigs going on too, parties.
Cool.
So,
well, wow.
So how many songs would you say are like? Yeah, it's the summer, fall, getting into the fall. Yeah. How many songs do you think you like? You like kind of is in your repertoire, as they say?
Oh, at least 100. We've had a really great steady gig for the last year, where it's a 3-hour gig. So we've actually, and the Farmers Market is also a 3-hour gig with minimal breaks, and we're such, I don't know. Wow. You could call us workhorses, or you could call us really silly, but we don't take breaks. And if we do, it's to get a sip of water and go right back to playing. So we have 3 hours worth of music. So if you break that down, that's 3 minutes of song. That's 100 songs at least.
Wow. Well, I want to thank you guys for bailing us out at the last minute. But I'm going to ask you if you'll play us off.
Sure.
Oh, play us out, right, Kat? We should say goodbye.
Take us to the break. Right now. Yeah, for sure. You guys, it was great catching up with you.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys are awesome.
And you got to come back. So you got to come back.
Yeah.
So, and we hope our audience comes back. And thank you guys for watching. We hope everybody comes back. Yeah. Okay, guys, take us home.
Okay, just bear with me.
All right.
Take us home, Kevin. Hurry up, Kevin. Yeah. Take us home.
Hey, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Bye, everybody. Thanks, Regina. See you, Kev.
Guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you.